Hey, what's up guys, it's DarkArmedDuelist, and today I'm doing a Hungry Tzolk'in deck profile. So, you ever look at something and go, what am I doing with my life? Well, this was that moment. So, someone keeps requesting in the deck, or in the comments down below, that I need to do a Hungry Burger deck profile. So the only way that I could really figure out the way to actually build this was this way, and it's actually crazy consistent, which is really funny. And you can keep Tzolk'in on the field and have Hungry Burger on the field and actually OTK your opponent with the Hungry Burger, which is kind of bonkers to me, but it works. So without further ado guys, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you can become part of notification squad, and definitely tell me what you think of this deck down in the comments down below, and check out the Patreon because we got some awesome rewards for you guys, like getting your name in the description of every single video, getting to request a deck profile just like this one every single month, or even getting a signed card in the mail, which is really cool. So without further ado, let's get straight on into this. So, oh boy, here we go. So, first off, we're going to be playing 3 copies of Hungry Burger, which is pretty interesting. You guys didn't know, I was actually just recently graduated culinary school, which is kind of cool that I'm building a Hungry Burger deck around this time. So, Hungry Burger is basically a level 6 ritual monster that came out of Magic Ruler a while back, and it's really vanilla. It's very vanilla. I mean not very vanilla. It has tomatoes and lettuce on it, but there's no ketchup and mustard in this one. It's just vanilla. It's plain. So then we play 3 copies of Hieratic Dragon of Tefnuit. The Hieratic Dragon of Tefnuit, you can special summon to your side of the field if your opponent controls no monsters, or if you control no monsters and your opponent controls a monster. Essentially, it's a cyber dragon. And if it's tributed, then you can special summon a normal dragon monster from your deck to your side of the field, deck or graveyard to your side of the field, but make its attack 0/0. We play 3 copies of Hieratic Dragon of Su. Hieratic Dragon of Su can be special summoned to your side of the field if you tribute a Hieratic monster on your side of the field, and you can also tribute a monster from your hand or your side of the field to target a spell or trap your opponent controls and destroy it. And if this card is tributed, then you get to special summon a dragon monster in your hand or your deck or your field, hand, deck, or graveyard, that is a normal monster, and then reduce its attack and defense to 0. We play 3 copies of Hieratic Dragon of Nepthet. Nepthet is really good because what it does is when it's special summoned to your side of the field, you can tribute any dragon monster, special summon this card, or any Hieratic monster to summon this card. And it has the ability that if it's tributed, you can special summon that dragon from your hand, deck, or grave and reduce its attack to 0. Which it's kind of like the polar opposite of Su. You get to tribute a monster from your hand or field. And then you get to target a monster your opponent controls and destroy it. That's kind of good to have that spot removal. 3 copies of Eset. Eset can be normal summon. Eset's the only one that's kind of unique to me. Eset can be normal summoned, and then you can target a normal monster on your side of the field that's a dragon, and then make all monsters on your side of the field that level, that are Hieratic monsters. So like if I have a Blue Eyes White Dragon on my side of the field, I can target that Blue Eyes and then make Nepthet, Su, Tefnuit, and Eset all level 8 and go into rank 8 plays, which is really cool. We play 2 copies of Dragard. Dragard, when it's normal summon, you get to target a monster with 1,000 or less attack in your graveyard. That's a normal monster. Special summon it to your side of the field in face of defense, and then once per turn you can tribute a dragon, and then target one face-up monster you control, and until the end phase, its level becomes 8, and if it does, it gains 800 attack. Now, usually what I just do with this card is I normal summon it and then use it as material for a link play, or usually you just special summon back one of your copies of like Labradorite Dragon or something like that. To be able to go into Tzolk'in or go into a synchro play or something like that. But usually, you're just going to use it for that reason. Now, we play a single copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon because you can special summon dragons back from the graveyard or from your hand once per turn, which is really good, just to be able to special summon those monsters. And then for the vanillas, we're playing a single copy of Labradorite Dragon because it's a tuner monster, and it's really cool because if you activate the ritual spell to summon Hungry Burger, that counts as a tribute, so you special summon Labradorite Dragon, and then Labradorite Dragon and Hungry Burger link together and summon your Tzolk'in. Kind of cool. 1 copy of Wattail Dragon. Wattail Dragon is just a 2,500 attack point monster, but it's a target to special summon out of your deck for your Hieratic monsters, which is kind of cool. Also, the other cool thing about Wattail Dragon is when it is on the field, or when you can just tribute, like if I, for instance, special summon Tefnuit, I can tribute the Tefnuit by normal summoning out the Wattail, which sometimes you'll get weird hands where you'll do that. Normal summon out the Wattail, and then special summon your Labradorite from deck, and then use the Labradorite and Wattail, and then summon Ultimate Tzolk'in. And then we play a single copy of Galaxy Serpent. The Galaxy Serpent comes in handy because it's a tuner monster, and you can synchro summon for your level 8 synchro monsters, which comes in quite handy. So that's it for the monsters, guys. Let's get into the spells. And there will be test hands of this deck, don't worry. If I'm going this far, I might as well get the test hands too. So, then we're going to be playing a single copy of Monster Reborn. Monster Reborn is going to be really good in this deck because you're going to be able to kind of extend your plays. One copy of Dragon's Mirror. Dragon's Mirror is really good because you can go into... I mean, if you're going to go into Hungry Burger, you might as well go into Five-Headed Dragon. I mean, late in the game, you draw this card, you drop it, and it summons a 5k beat stick. I mean, yes, please. Why not? 2 copies of the Claw of Hermos. You guys know it. I play this card in a lot of my Hieratic builds because it's really easy to summon the Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword. And the Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword gives that monster 1,000 extra attack points and then 500 attack for each dragon in the graveyard. And it's really funny to just equip this card to a Hungry Burger because you imagine that this card is the toothpick through the Hungry Burger, and the Hungry Burger goes up to like 8,000 attack. That is hilarious to OTK your opponent with it because they're like, what happened? What happened to me? We then play 3 copies of the Hieratic Seal of Convocation. It lets you add any Hieratic monster in your deck to your hand. Really good. Really helps with the consistency. 3 copies of Hamburger Recipe. Hamburger Recipe, you activate this card and then it immediately lets you ritual summon a Hungry Burger to your side of the field, which is kind of cool because it just immediately lets you... I think I had a culinary instructor that looked kind of like that, but basically what this card does is you drop this card and then you tribute one of your level 6 Hieratic monsters. Its effect triggers, you special summon a dragon from the deck. Or graveyard or hand, that's a vanilla, and then you summon Hungry Burger as well, which is really cool because you get both the monsters out on the field. This card is essentially a 1-card Tzolk'in, just by you, well, technically 3-card Tzolk'in because you use the Hungry Burger ritual, the Hungry Burger in the Hieratic you're tributing, so it's technically a 3-card Tzolk'in, but getting Tzolk'in out on the field with Crystal Wing is pretty good. 3 copies of Pre-Prep of Rites. Pre-Prep of Rites actually searches the Hungry Burger and the Hamburger Recipe, which is kind of cool. To be able to summon this card, and then you search both of them, and that card really turns into a 1-card Tzolk'in. If you resolve the Pre-Prep Rights and you have a copy of one of your Hieratic in your hand, you just drop this, search the Hamburger Recipe, search the copy of the Hungry Burger, drop the Hungry Burger or Hamburger Recipe, and then immediately go for the copy of Tzolk'in with the Labradorite Dragon and the Hungry Burger. Then we play 3 copies of Call by the Grave for the last 3 spells. You need to have cards that you can actually set on your side of the field. So I bumped up the spell card count a little bit, and I do play some traps in this deck as well. You can actually end with this deck with like 3 to 4 negates, which is really funny. But Ultimate Tzolk'in really helps out because you basically, that's the main focus of the deck. And so you need spell cards and trap cards to set to activate and trigger its effect. So that's it for the spells, guys. Let's get into the traps. So for the traps, we're playing 3 copies, one was backwards, 3 copies of Solemn Judgment. These Solemn Judgments basically are the extra negates. They're never dead. You can always activate it, and he's reaching out for that burger because he is hungry, and it looks good. But basically what this card does is when you flip it, it negates anything that you want to negate. That's all it does, and it's good fodder for Ultimate Tzolk'in, because if you have Tzolk'in on your side of the field in defense position, you summon Crystal Wing, and then you have this set, and then you have Call by the Grave, and stuff like that. You have between 3 to 4 negates just right there. I mean, that's pretty good. Having the Tzolk'in, having the Solemn Judgment, having the Call by the Graves, having the boost up by the Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword. I mean, it gets pretty crazy. So, that's it for the traps, guys. Let's get into the extra deck. That's actually it for the whole main deck. So for the extra deck, we're playing 1 copy of Ultimate Tzolk'in. If you guys don't know what Ultimate Tzolk'in does, what this card does is basically, it cannot be special summon. It cannot be single summon. It must be special summon from your extra deck by sending 2 level 5 or higher monster control with the same level to the graveyard, 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner. Now, the non-tuner usually is Hungry Burger, which is a level 4, or level 6, I mean. And the tuner monster that you're going to use is always going to be Labradorite Dragon. So you basically use both of these cards, because one's a tuner, one's non-tuner. You send these to the graveyard, and then you immediately summon the Tzolk'in, which is really cool. It also has the ability that once per turn, when a spell or trap card you control is set to your side of the field. Then you can special summon 1 Power Tool Dragon or 1 level 7 or 8 Synchro Dragon monster from your extra deck. And this card cannot be targeted for attacks or card effects while you control another Synchro monster. So usually what you're going to summon off this is going to be your copy of Crystal Wing. Crystal Wing is really good because it negates monster effects, and if it battles a monster, it gains the attack of the monster, which is really cool. Beals, because it's basically immune to battles, and it's immune to being destroyed by card effects, which is really cool. This card's really, really good in the deck. Usually I'll go Crystal Wing and then Beals, or if my hand's empty, I'll go for Void Ogre, because Void Ogre is really nice to be able to negate spells. That's another negation that you can put on board if you need to. If you go into Crystal Wing, Void Ogre, and a Solemn Judgment, and a copy of Call by the Grave, I mean, you have like 4 negates right there. And it's really easy to do that with Judgment, Crystal Wing, Call by the Grave, and a Void Ogre on your side of the field. I mean, that's really good. And then Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend as a 1-of, because another really good card. You're kind of getting versatility. You're getting negate from monster effects. You're getting negate from spells and traps. And you're getting board wipes with all of this. And then the one card we can't summon off of the Tzolk'in is actually a single copy of Draco Berserker. Now, Draco Berserker is easy to summon in this deck. You just use Galaxy Serpent to go into it. That's the only way that you can go into this card. But that's my 1-of card that you go with a level 8 or level 6 in the Galaxy Serpent into this card. Black Rose, you can Synchro Summon into Black Rose, which I usually Synchro Summon into Black Rose. I don't link into this card, or like I don't Tzolk'in into this card, but it's really easy to summon Black Rose because all you have to do to summon the Black Rose is you go Galaxy Serpent into Neptet or your E-Set, either one of the level 5 dragons you Synchro Summon into this card, and then board wipe. Gaia Charger for the copy of Atem. Atem is really good because what this card does, that is a really good view of that card. You detach a material from this card, and then you get to target a dragon monster in your deck. And then you special summon the dragon monster in your deck with 0/0, and it can't attack this turn. But you can activate this effect. But you can't activate its effects. So basically you're going to summon Red MD with this to be able to summon another dragon. So it gets you essentially 3 dragons on your side of the field. And then number 39, Utopia Beyond. Utopia Beyond is really good to help you OTK a little bit. It really helps out to be able to OTK. 5-headed dragon for the Dragon's Mirror comes in super handy. Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword, really, really, really helpful because the Red Eyes Black Dragon Sword is basically going to boost a monster's attack up by 1,000, which is going to come up a lot, and then boost its attack up again because you're also going to get those extra added effects of getting the 500 extra boost, which is really helpful. 1 copy of Appaloosa. Appaloosa comes in super handy because Appaloosa, if you make this card using multiple monsters with different names, you get those extra negates on top of it, which can get you into the 7 and 8 range of getting negates on board, which is really crazy with this deck. It's really awesome to end with an Appaloosa and like Ultimaya, Crystal Wing, stuff like that. But Appaloosa is really good because you just summon this card with 2 or 3 materials and then immediately get those extra negations. 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix just to pop spells and traps, and then it wouldn't be a Hieratic deck without Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, just to be able to bounce stuff on your opponent's side of the field. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. It's really cool to be able to play Hungry Burger in a deck. I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, and I've actually been working on a way to summon this card for a long time, and I finally looked at Hieratic. Someone's like, yeah, they can do it. Let's do that. And so I threw it in here, and it worked, and it's actually made the Hieratic deck more consistent than the Horus build, which was kind of crazy because Horus is pretty consistent, getting Horus the Black Flame Dragon on your side of the field and then getting other cards around it to protect it. But with this, it's like Tzolk'in Turbo, yes please. So that's it for the deck, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. It's really fun to play around with. I highly recommend that you guys give this deck a try. It's crazy how you can actually play Hungry Burger. You can actually change it out and play any level 8 or level 6 ritual monster in this position if you want to, but definitely check that out. So anyways, guys, this is DarkArmedDuelist. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell so you can become part of the notification squad, and definitely check out the Patreon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. See you later, guys.